A Hollywood legend, she has won 2 Oscars. However, Hilary Swank has never forgotten her modest upbringing. Swank grew up in a trailer park in Bellingham, Washington with her family before pursuing her goals in Hollywood. She has never forgotten that experience. She was inspired to reflect on her progress when visiting a lake where she grew up, even though she now has a waterfront house in Bellingham. Swank, 51, posted a picture of herself standing by a boat Sunday in a wetsuit. A serene lake was visible behind her. "I grew up on this lake, and life looked a lot different," she said in the post, adding, "On top of the massive mountain of gratitude, I try to take moments of pause to look back and see how far I've come, and allow myself to feel proud." She is aware of how different her own childhood appears to be from that of her own children. "My children's childhoods obviously look a lot different than mine did, but I try to inspire that same wonder and dreaming I had as a little girl, biking through a neighborhood much different from the trailer park I lived in." Swank, who has 2-year-old twins Aya and Ohm with husband Philip Schneider, said of the road she used to ride her bike down, "We frequently become so preoccupied with the journey ahead that we neglect to pause and assess our progress. In actuality, there is never a moment of arrival. Life is merely a journey." To my community today who have chosen to walk this life with me, I am sending love and gratitude. I hope you can take a moment to be proud of who you are and how far you have come. Swank lived in the trailer park with her family when she was a young child. Although she had no problems with her house, she discovered that living there made her somewhat of a social outcast. "We lived in a trailer park in Bellingham, which wasn't a bad thing for me because I had food and a place to live. I didn't realize I was an outsider until my friends' parents stopped inviting me to playdates and dinners." Swank, who now resides in Bellingham and Colorado, told the reporter in 2024, "I knew I was different, but I didn't understand the classism right away. Then I realized that people were more concerned with where we lived than with who I was." Soon after, Swank fell in love with performing and eventually relocated to Los Angeles with her mother, where she faced further conflict as she rose to fame. Before settling into a bedroom, Swank and her mother lived out of a car because the star's parents had already divorced. "I lived in my mother's Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme on quiet residential streets in Los Angeles at first," Swank recalled. "We slept on an air mattress at the house of a new acquaintance of mine who was my age and whose family had recently moved out and was attempting to sell their house when we weren't in the car. I booked only mediocre television parts, but I didn't care because I was thrilled to be living my dream," she added. "After about a month, Mom found secretarial work and we rented a bedroom from a single mother in Burbank. In the end, I signed Bonnie Lietke, who found and represented Leonardo DiCaprio and other amazing talents. I couldn't afford acting lessons, so I used my auditions as free acting school, and I learned a lot from casting directors. My mom is still very excited about all my productions. My dad came down for the 1992 premiere of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which was my first major picture break. He continued to watch me in everything until his death in 2021. After making the commitment, Swank was rewarded with the lead part in The Next Karate Kid, 1994, and won an Oscar for Boys Don't Cry at the young age of 25. Million Dollar Baby won another Academy Award 6 years later, adding to the critical acclaim.